Have you ever heard rap music?
Does Sir Mix-a-Lot like booty?
Listen to this. Actual rap lyrics. Life ain't nothing but gritches and money. Only they don't say gritches. They say a certain word that rhymes with it that starts with a B.
Welcome back to Thinking Critical. This is Wes, and I want to welcome back to the channel the comic scholar, Josh. We haven't seen you in a while. I guess you finished your thesis, and you're about to be a published comic book guy.
Yeah, it's all finished up. I got the electronic document approved and stuff, so I guess in about 4 to 6 weeks, it'll be uploaded online, and everybody can go read it. So yeah, that's all finished, but I mentioned it in the Discord. If you want an early advance copy, just message me, and I'd be happy to send you the PDF so you can check it out.
Awesome. Now, obviously, you're the Dick Grayson guy. We're going to talk to Dick Grayson here today about what we're seeing as far as is he taking up the mantle of Slade Wilson's Deathstroke mantle? That's a possibility. First, we are going to get into the information that we have that's come out of the Brazilian Comic-Con that Scott Snyder was approached to write like the comic book adaptation of Zack Snyder's Justice League, like to kind of expand the mythos in whatever that Justice League is. Now, he turned it down, but I imagine we will be getting that since this is a big project. There's another story. If we have time, we'll get to that. But I do want to say, before we get on to these details, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoy these videos. Give us a thumbs down if you don't. Either way, we want to hear from you in the comments section. And perhaps if you send Josh your email or something, maybe he'll send you a PDF of his paper. He's published now. He's like he's got a PhD in comics almost. Right? Maybe.
That'd be really nice. I'm not quite there yet, but we're working.
He's working on it. So let's get into the first story. This came out of the Comic-Con that's going on in Brazil, where we're getting all the basically information regarding the new creative teams. Scott Snyder was on a panel, and he kind of talked about how he was approached to work on this Zack Snyder Justice League, like DCEU world, but in a comic book version. This is what he said. He was asked by DC to help with the comic adaptation and expansion of the Justice League Snyder Cut mythology that's going on HBO Max. But he said he did not accept the job because he had so much ahead of him to deal with. He didn't want to get confused anymore. Now, obviously, Scott Snyder isn't going to be working this because he said so. He gave us that information. But it appears we are going to be getting a Zack Snyder Cut like comic book universe. Maybe it's going to be like Sean Gordon Murphy's White Knight universe. What do you think about that?
I love it. I'm totally on board with it. I know my opinion differs from yours as far as the Snyderverse goes, but I like what he's done with just about every character except for Superman. I don't think he entirely understands Superman. The jury's still out on that one though, so because I want to see what he has in store for Superman in the Snyder Cut, obviously. But I think it's a pretty cool universe. They could definitely do some things if they would, kind of establish it, like you said, as like a Murphyverse kind of thing with Sean Gordon Murphy. I think they could do a lot of cool stuff. Like they could definitely, stuff that they're not going to devote budgets for movies for. Like we could maybe see some of the Robin history fleshed out, like who Jared Leto's Joker actually killed, and what the consequences to that were, and where's Nightwing, like what's he doing in this film universe, where's Batgirl, are these characters around, what are they up to, is there a Tim Drake? I think that it would be pretty cool to see comics set in his Snyderverse, because we can have a lot of things come out of that just aren't possible to do with movies. So I'm pretty excited for this. I think it's going to be pretty cool if it actually manages to manifest.
Well, interesting enough, Scott Snyder has kind of been working in this kind of universe with his, Dark Knight's death metal, Year of the Villain stuff, with a really like almost a hopeless feel to the DC universe where the heroes could never win kind of thing. So, we've been getting a little bit of that flavor. Obviously, Scott Snyder would have been the obvious choice to kind of adapt that. I wonder if maybe, Tynion's probably too busy. He's got like 5 series going on right now. But I don't know. You said you didn't think he got Superman right, and I completely agree with you on that one. I would say Zack Snyder got Flash even more wrong.
I always forget about that because I just try to wipe the Flash and Justice League from my mind. Like it's just something I blip out like it didn't exist. I will be interested to see what he's like in the Snyder Cut because I feel he reeked of cringy Joss Whedon humor in the theatrical cut of Justice League. So I'm really hoping that in the Snyder Cut he's more serious and he's not, completely all about that garbage tier, haha funny humor that he was in the theatrical cut of Justice League. Calling
that humor is a bit of a disservice to comedy.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So pretentious and just, can I make the character interesting by having really annoying quirks that everyone hates? It's so strange. He obviously was not, a crime scene investigator. He wasn't a blood expert or anything. He was just annoying as crap.
Yeah, he's just like that annoying, 8-year-old cousin that just nags at you all day or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, that was not good. Like even for Bart Allen, that was way over the top. If it wasn't even Barry, if it was Bart, Bart's annoying.
I like Bart Allen. That's a good character. It's like I've got a 5-year-old. That's what a kid that can't stay focused feels like. Like, let's get back to this. But no, I do hope Aquaman takes his trident and throws it right through that version of Flash, and they go get a new Flash. If they do make this in comic book form, are there any creators that you can think of that associated with DC right now? Obviously, Scott Snyder, he's working on more creator-owned projects. James Tynion's plate is very full between Batman being twice monthly. He's got another Batman spinoff book. He's got Something's Killing the Children. I think he's got the Department of Truth, and I'm certain he's got another event probably coming up too. So I don't think he'll be available. Do you have anybody in mind? Like I have a couple of people I could think of that would probably be able to do this. But you got any?
The top person in my mind is actually kind of a strange pick. It would be Scott Lobdell. I think he'd be pretty good at writing,
I think he would try to redeem Zack Snyder's DCEU by making the characters hopeful, like he did with Flash Forward.
Yeah, and I could see him doing a really good job with Batman and Superman specifically in comics set in Snyder's universe. I think.
Wouldn't you love that? A comic book dedicated to Superman finding his smile.
Mm-hmm. He's like Shawn Michaels. He lost his smile.
The name that pops in my head, that's kind of associated with Scott Snyder. Maybe he doesn't work quite as dark as him. Obviously not. It's not. Tynion's probably the most associated, but Josh Williamson feels like his plate is pretty barren right now. He's obviously finishing up his Justice League, Death Metal tie-in. Haven't had anything announced as far as the new March creative teams. He is writing Justice League and Future State, and we're seeing most of the Future State creative teams come over to the DC mainline comics in March. But the rumor, very persistent rumor, and I believe it 100%, is Brian Michael Bendis will be the Justice League writer. So maybe Scott Williamson. I was hoping he was going to be on Green Lantern, but obviously not.
Well, I think Williamson, the only project he has on his plate, and I don't know how permanent it is, he's on Red Hood right now. So I don't know if he's going to stick around on that or what, but I could definitely see him, doing well there, especially with Flash, because Williamson's Flash run, I kind of thought about the other day. I'm like, wow, he had 4 years on the Flash, and that's one of the better Flash runs of all time, in my opinion. So if we need to redeem Barry Allen past the Snyder Cut, maybe Williamson could succeed there.
Yeah, you got 100 issues on Flash, and by the end, hey, he fixed Tom King's Heroes in Crisis, character assassination of Wally West, kind of fixed their relationship in Speed Metal. He did a lot of really good stuff on Flash. I think he would be a good person. He would be able to rehabilitate the character, obviously. He obviously just did Batman Superman, which had two of the main characters in a very dark setting. So, I don't know. He feels like someone that has the opportunity that would be able to fit, into this universe. Obviously, am I excited that a Zack Snyder Justice League comic universe is probably coming to us? Not really. I think Zack Snyder's Justice League and his entire DCU is pretty much a failure. Now, there are a lot of people that disagree with me, and they will let me know very passionately in the comment section. I do appreciate that. But, hey, if they're going to do it, make sure you get the right creator and do it right. You know what I'm saying?
So I have a question. Have you talked to Fatal J about this yet?
If I talked to Fatal J about this on the channel, he would do like cartwheels, and nobody wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to find out when he sees this video.
Well, shout out to my man Fatal J. Him and I with the Zack Snyder love. I love it. We're in the same corner, brother.
All right, so let's bring it back over to your favorite character, the man, well, the fictional man that you wrote your thesis on and you did a lot of studies, a character study on, Dick Grayson. Obviously, he's no longer Rick Grayson. Dan Jurgens got to kind of finish that up. He's not going to be on Nightwing coming out of this, and we are getting some indications that things are going to be changing. So we're seeing on the future state covers here on the left. That is Dick Grayson Nightwing in his pretty traditional outfit, although he's got like some kind of voice comm chin strap that appears. But otherwise, the costume looks about right for Nightwing. And that is taking place right here in 2025. I got the blue box around there. That is where the Nightwing DC Future State thing happens. Interesting enough, what we're seeing in Detective Comics and Batman and some of the other titles are all moving directly to the storylines that we're seeing in Future State there. So I imagine when we see Nightwing, whatever happens in Nightwing Future State, we'll see that series move towards that. Here in Teen Titans, we can see Dick Grayson has a blue hue with a gold Nightwing logo. And then we see, the exact same costume, the same belt buckle. He's got a sidearm. They did some preview art of the interiors of Teen Titans #1. He's also got the sidearm. So that is Dick Grayson on the cover of Teen Titans #2, but with the Deathstroke mask. And we see that the Teen Titans story happens in 2027, relatively shortly after Nightwing. So these events happen. He apparently transitions over to being. Is he going to replace Deathstroke? What the hell's going on here?
I don't even really know where to begin with this. I guess, I mean, starting from the 2025 stuff that you mentioned first, I really like the look of his costume. I think he looks awesome. I've never been a fan of the Batman family stuff when they have like a chin strap, but I think that it works pretty well with him. He looks very like futuristically armored, kind of maybe what his costume would look like in modern day, like in real life. And he would definitely need a voice changer, so it's kind of cool that they, decided to toss that on there. But moving ahead to like the 2027 stuff, I really like the way his costume looks because it's a callback to like the 1990s Nightwing when he had like that really, I want to call it goofy, but it's not. It was a 90s thing, man. It was, navy and yellow, and he had the ponytail and stuff. Yes, completely over the top, ridiculously flashy. Kind of the same color scheme as like Azrael's Batman suit was. So I really like that they're kind of hearkening back to something like that with him. And I don't know, man. I'm telling you, that cover with him and Red X, that looks totally badass to me. I'm very excited. I don't know what they're gonna do. My gut says that this is gonna be some kind of a story where Deathstroke sacrifices himself for the Teen Titans, and Grayson does this kind of as like he was my enemy, but he died for me and my team.
Like a tribute.
So a tribute to him, because those two characters have a very long and storied history. A lot of people think
tried to kill him a lot.
Oh yeah, many times throughout the years, and that's where Deathstroke originated. He wasn't a Batman villain. He wasn't a Green Arrow villain. He was New Teen Titans #2 was his first appearance, and Grayson and him were mortal enemies for a long time. He tried to kill the Titans so many times. It's also one of the few times that you see like a villain approach a hero in their civilian attire. He goes after Grayson at his day job, which is really cool, I think. But I'm excited for it just because it's like the situation that they're in could be so bad, or something big happened where Deathstroke's dead, he sacrificed himself for the Titans or something, and Grayson is doing this in homage to him. And if that's the case, I think that's super cool. I'm totally down for it. Either way, what's that?
Slade Wilson turns out is Dick Grayson's father?
Oh boy.
I don't think that's what. I think his mask falls off, and he's probably putting the Deathstroke thing on there to protect his identity. What do you think?
It could be. Could be. Just pulls it over. He's got to have something there to protect his identity.
It's not like this is the Nightwing costume with Deathstroke's colors to match the mask. It's clearly not supposed to be there, right? That's the way I take it.
I don't know. To me, it kind of looks like it might have been designed that way on purpose. Like, it's not the exact same shades. Like the hawk on his chest is more of a yellowish gold, and the mask is still orange, but there's hues there. And upon viewing it first and not looking at it in detail, I definitely thought it was supposed to be designed to go together. But I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe you're right about that. Maybe he just kind of put it on to protect his identity or something. I don't know.
I think it's probably going to be something simple like that, but it is a striking cover. It definitely it attracts the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm wondering if at the end of Nightwing, he's been expelled from Gotham City, and by the magistrate, he reconnects with the Teen Titans as they try to reform the Teen Titans Academy, which obviously is the new Teen Titans series coming in March 2021. What do you think about Teen Titans Academy? It feels like there's a lot of academies between Marvel and DC.
It's Teen Titans, so I'm excited for it. And it looks like it's going to have a lot of the original new Teen Titans members involved with it, which I'm happy. I don't know why DC has been so hesitant to reunite that team for so long when that's the most well-known team. Cyborg, Beast Boy, Robin, or Dick Grayson in some form, is Starfire and Raven. That was the cartoon from the early 2000s. That was the team. That's what a lot of people know as the team. So I'm kind of excited to see them, looking more towards a team like that. I'm definitely excited to see Crush get involved with things. I really liked Crush from Adam Glass's Teen Titans run. I enjoyed her character a lot. So I'm excited. I mean, I'm kind of at a point where the future state stuff, I know there's a lot of negativity swirling around with it, but I'm going to get excited for, the little bits that I can find in it. And I like what I'm seeing as far as the art goes. It looks pretty cool. I'm kind of excited to see what this has in store for the Titans and for my favorite character. And I'm not going to lie, Red X has me really hyped. I'm super hyped.
There's going to be another character from the animated series. They said that's going to be in that title, but they haven't announced who it's going to be.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. So we shall see. I'm on the A train to Negative Town. I am not happy that all the future state creative teams, which was full of unknowns and C&D list talent and a few gems out there that I was really happy about, are essentially moving over to the mainline DC Comics. And we haven't seen Robert Venditti, we haven't seen Peter J. Tomasi, we haven't seen Joshua Williams, and obviously Titan's still on Batman, but where are all the creators that we love?
Well,
it's just I don't mind change, but enormous scale of change at this level is more than frustrating.
It is, and I understand. I understand that. But I just kind of I'm going with the best case scenarios, even though that's not smart. Because
you live in your life by the Dick Grayson creed instead of the Bruce Wayne. Classic,
yeah,
half full.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm doing. But
I'm living by the glass is full of piss. And I know it.
So you're living the Bruce Wayne style. So yeah, I mean, one thing that I'm thinking is Tomasi. First of all, these are those writers' names are too big of talents that DC is not going to ship them off. They're going to have work. They're gonna get books. My heart wants me to believe that somebody at DC, maybe Scott Snyder, maybe Jim Lee, somebody was like, hey, Tomasi, do you still have those 2 years worth of Superman stories that, we had made you throw away because of Bendis? And Tomasi's like, yeah, I do. And they're like, good, because you're going back to Superman and you're going to set things right and make that title good.
Your hopefulness is adorable, Josh. I hate to break it to you. It's going to be Mark Waid.
You know what, though? I'll give it a shot. Mark Waid has written some good books in his day, so maybe with editorial at DC reining him in.
Classic Superman books in his day.
Mm-hmm. And I know he's wanted to work on Superman for a long time.
Yeah, he had a very strange pitch. I'm glad it was rejected. I think he ended up reusing it over at Marvel for another property, but I don't know. That'll basically kind of wrap it up. It does appear we're going to be getting a Zack Snyder Snyderverse comic universe where they're going to kind of flesh out his ideas and his universe. Scott Snyder's not going to be writing it. He passed on it. I wonder if Williamson, he feels like the right answer. If you can't get Tynan, like he would feel like the right guy. And then obviously we got interesting stuff going on for Future State with Nightwing, Dick Grayson. One of our favorite characters. He's probably my second favorite DC character. He's definitely number one in your heart, but he appears to have gone through some type of transition. Is he the next Deathstroke? I don't imagine so, but they're certainly hinting at it in the cover.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I alluded to in my thesis a lot is that Dick Grayson is he's a character who changes a lot. He doesn't stay the same, and it looks like they're going to be making some changes to him again. But luckily, this is Future State. This isn't going to carry directly over into the Nightwing title. It's not.
I think you're wrong. I think it's all carrying over, especially the stuff in these timelines here, the 2025, 2027 stuff. Like we're seeing, it's moving directly into there.
But I mean, they're not going to pick up exactly where Future State.
No. They're going to move into it. It's going to move. You're going to see how it got there.
Yeah. And I'm okay with that. Like, if you want to tell a story ahead of time and say, this is the outcome, and now we're going to spend 2 or 3 years showing you how we got there, like, okay, fine. I'm sure there's going to be things that are going to piss me off, and there's going to be things that I like. That's comics. But yeah, I mean, he's a character who's all about change, and if they, they're doing something different to him again, I lived through the Rick Grayson stuff, so what else could they do?
Jeez, Rick Grayson. Why you gotta bring up fresh wounds, man? Barely got over that.
Oh, we lived through it. We need T-shirts that say "I survived the Rick Grayson era."
Oh yeah. Dan Jurgens destroyed, it's actually Dan Didio destroyed Dick Grayson. And all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Exactly. Wasted 2 years of Dick Grayson's career, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Absolutely terrible. All right, Josh, I appreciate you coming on. Maybe do you want to join us on Saturday? We're going to be talking DC comic stuff on the street.
I might be able to.
People.
It depends on my work schedule. I don't know if I work on Saturday, so I'll get back to you and let you know. But thanks for the invite. I appreciate it. Absolutely.
So Josh, the comic scholar, might be here live Saturday to discuss all the happenings at DC Comics. We are expecting the new Superman teams and some of the other bigger name titles like Justice League to all been announced by the end of the week as well. So, all right, Josh, really appreciate the time, brother.
All right, take it easy, man.